Hello, Carl, and a big congrats on the missing or Iti Mapukpukaw. It's engaging and involving and speaks volumes about grief and trauma. I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Kamusta?
you're so welcome. You're so welcome. First things first, describe your film, The Missing, to our viewers in your own words.
Okay. So The Missing is about a mouthless guy who works as an animator and is living a routine life in Manila. But his life is shaken when his mother, Rosalinda, asks him to look for his uncle, only to find out that his uncle has been dead for days. And his life unravels and twists and turns after seeing his dead uncle and after a familiar alien starts to hunt him.
Well said. You're the writer and director of the film. Give us the genesis. What got you interested in making the film, making The Missing?
The missing actually is inspired by personal experience um along with the interviews that I did for making this film. Well, it started first as a coping mechanism to um when I started writing it down back in 2018, and then and with the interviews that I did and with the research that I made with talking to other people, and then it evolved to something more than what I initially intended it to be.
So really making this movie is cathartic for you, right? It's almost
Yeah,
your psychology, your psychiatry right there in front of us.
yeah, yes, it did. Well, oh, even when we were filming it, it feels like everything is cathartic.
Oh, now here's the thing. Let's talk about your protagonist real quick. Eric, wonderfully played, by the way, by Carlo Aquino. He's a young man maimed by trauma, right? He couldn't speak. Describe him to us.
Eric, right, the current Eric, I mean the one with no mouth. He's been living his life like everything is routine, but everything is routine, but he starts to build a relationship with his workmate, Carlo, who helped him in his journey. So Eric also is more reserved, and he's more like an introvert. He he rarely he communicates via a whiteboard, and and he writes it down. That's the way he communicates.
I was like, why didn't he just text? But Percy does, right?
It's bigger if you write it down on whiteboard. It's easier to read.
Now, here's the thing. Before I even read about the film, before I even researched about the film, I was thinking, well, Eric is a biology student turned animator. You were a software engineer turned filmmaker. So you're right. He's loosely based on your character, on you.
Yes, yes, definitely. Usually when I make my own films, I try to put myself into other shoes. Like when I made Manang Biring, I tried to put myself in my mother's shoes. And when I made The Living, it was more of my grandparents. And when I wrote down Iti Mapukpukaw, The Missing, it's really me. Yeah, and laying it all out and trying to make sense of things that happened in the past.
Let's talk about the impressive technical qualities of your film. First of all, it's animated, right? What were your intentions in making it an animated film? I mean, I love the rotoscoping that you did there. I mean, it kind of tells the story when it's kind of becoming jagged. You know that there's something bad is going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Talk to us more about. And I believe there's 90
Nine,
animators, 90.
more than 90 animators working on this film. Um, I know from the get go when we were, even when I was writing it down, I knew that this was going to be animated. As for the rotoscope parts of the film, yeah, rotoscoping gives us a certain level of confusion. Actually, you start to question whether things are real or not, or um, and that's also complementary to what Eric is going through and his mindset, um his state, what's going on in his head. So we get a glimpse of that, and I wanted to reflect that visually as well. And I think rotoscope can help us do that. And as for the 2D animation, I wanted it to feel like it's a memory of someone who's, I mean, this memory is buried somewhere deep and it's stuck in childhood. That's why I wanted that kind of nostalgic, kid like drawings for the flashbacks. So that's why I incorporated those two to tell the story of Eric.
And you know what I noticed too, by the way, I just thought of it. The kid's drawing, when Eric was younger, he's more transparent. I could see like his transparency, and I like that. I like those little touches.
Yeah. When the flashbacks, yeah, he's more transparent. I mean, compared to when he's older. I mean, when he's played by Carlo Aquino. When he was young, he's more talkative. Yeah, and he's more innocent. And then as the story progresses, the it gets more jittery and jagged, as you said a while ago. And thanks for pointing that out and noticing it because it was intentional.
Oh, well, another thing that I noticed, by the way, is music. It starts, some of your music starts innocently, and then it becomes kind of sort of jarring, like somewhere in the middle. I
Yes,
I like that.
I worked with Teresa Barroso with the music. We wanted it to start like it was playful, it was innocent, and then as the alien and the memories kept coming back, it starts to get darker and yeah, more jarring, and it would make you feel uncomfortable also, because I wanted to feel innocent and playful at first because you would also question whether it should be funny or it shouldn't be funny. I mean, this is a guy who's losing his eye, who's losing his hand, and so on. So you would start to question what the heck is happening. And so the music completed that feel and that story as well.
You know what? You were blessed with the trio of actors here, right? You have Carlo Aquino, Gio Gahol, and of course the fantastic Dolly De Leon. Talk to us how talk to us about the three of them. I mean, you shot this film partly, right? I mean, you shot it partly, part of it is animated. Talk to us about the whole dynamics.
We shot everything. Actually, yeah, we just celebrated like a year, 1 year of our shooting. We shot November 29. We started shooting at November 29 and we ended at December 2. So we only had 4 days of shoot. So everything was shot on green screen for the rotoscope parts, and the rest were purely hand-drawn animation. Well, as for working with these guys, I mean, they were amazing actually. They they were very collaborative, and they were, even before we were shooting, they keep on asking me about the characters. Even they were even asking backstories that weren't even on the script, but luckily I do that. I create the stories of these characters even though it's not written on the script. Like, but I'm blessed to have worked with actors who are really committed to telling this story of reclaiming one's voice. And it's actually, I wish I could work with them again. Like, uh, maybe one day, maybe.
It was such a great experience for you.
It was very collaborative, um and even fun to work with, even in between shoots, like when we were setting up. Someone would just play a music, and then people would start to dance, and Gio Gahol would even sing and dance along with the crew. So that's great.
Oh, that is so sweet to hear. Now, here's the thing. Part of the film, Philippines has like 111 dialects. Out of those 111 dialects, you have Tagalog, our common language, and then you have Ilocano. I mean, I assume you're Ilocano. Is that part of it
uh,
then?
Actually, why I incorporated Ilocano, because my dad is partly Ilocano, so I wanted to sort of touch base with those roots that my dad has, and yeah, incorporating that with Filipino, which I am very very familiar with. So yeah,
Oh, so now you are here in Los Angeles, right? Um,
yes.
talking about your one fantastic film. Now, getting the honor of representing the Philippines at the Oscars for Best International Film. I mean, you have a lot of things to celebrate, right? It's the first animated film from the Philippines and a queer themed film submitted to the Oscars by the Philippines. How does it feel, Carl? You're carrying a lot of things
Yeah,
here.
a lot. I mean, even though it's a long show, I mean, his history isn't on our side on this one. We haven't gotten nominated ever since we started submitting since 1956. Um, but actually, it is an honor to have to be representing the Philippines, because the film is a vehicle of showcase for not only for Filipino filmmakers, but also for the talent of the Filipino animators, that we can show the world that we the Filipinos can also make an animated film, an adult animated film, much so a queer animated film that could be showcased to the whole world. So it means a lot. And as you said, I'm carrying a lot on my shoulders, and it feels good, and I'm really honored that I am doing this, and I'm doing this for the Filipinos. So hopefully we get that first ever nomination.
Yes, and you know what? By the way, I'm spreading good juju for you because I mean, this can be the third animated film nominated for an international category, right? I mean, we have Waltz with Bashir from 2008 and Flea from 2000 to 2019 or something, 2021. This will be the third one. So I'm spreading magical juju for you.
Come here, come here. Give me that receiving it.
Oh, now here's the thing. At the heart of the film, and it's not giving away really totally too much, but it's about child sexual abuse, and it's kind of nerve-wracking to know that there's 7 million children abused in the Philippines every year.
Actually, there's a study that came out around 2018 or 2017. It's a study done by CNN, if I remember it right, that it could be summarized that there is one person, woman or child, that is being sexually abused every hour in the Philippines. One every hour. So that is a uh, an astounding amount of uh, people being wronged. It's really grim, but that's only reported cases. The study also showed that there are a lot of unreported cases that probably are the number is probably bigger than the reported cases. So it's grim. It's grim, actually.
Well, and then out of those cases, how many percentage is incest driven or incest
So,
based?
it's predominantly incest cases, because the in the predators, they try to win you over, you know, making you feel like they're family, or making you feel like they're really close to you. So I forgot the numbers, but it's predominantly incest.
Wow.
That's
Now here's my question. So when Iti Mapukpukaw was shown in the Philippines, how was it? How did the Filipinos feel about it?
actually, I was surprised that people would go out to see the film. We were first shown in Cinemalaya back in August, and I didn't expect too much with the people showing up to see it, because it's the first animated film also in Cinemalaya, which is a big independent film festival here in the Philippines. Um, I, I was surprised actually. The we had people who were crying after the show, and we have like a great reception with it. I mean, after the credits rolled, people would just, you know, clap and scream for the film, which I shouldn't be feeling good about this, because in a what do you call this, in a just and right world, this kind of films shouldn't exist actually. But here we are, and we're trying to send this message of hope, and message of to reach out to people to reclaim their voice. So as for the Filipino audience, actually it's really warm, and to see them reacting positively. um, they post on social media about good things, recommending the film to other people. Probably that's why we got that box office numbers that we had for Cinemalaya, so it's good.
Oh, well, good luck on that. Congratulations on that. Um, the film Iti Mapukpukaw is doing its festival rounds right now, right?
Uh,
What is
um,
ultimately your hope? What is ultimately your hope for viewers to get after watching the movie?
um, I want them to feel like, for those Erics, for the Erics in the world, I want them to feel empowered to speak up. That I hope that the film serves as a refuge for them to feel empowered, or to feel, you know, that to get that urge to speak about their truths. And for people who have Erics in their lives, to be influenced or be inspired by Carlo and Rosalinda, to give a powerful emotional support for people, you know, to let them speak at their own time, um, and listen to them, and just, you know, you don't have to understand, you don't have to speak, you just have to listen to the people. So
Every Eric needs a Carlo.
yeah, uh, I hope so. And in the perfect world, every Eric deserves and needs a Carlo by their side.
Oh, it's true. Now here's the thing. As a film critic, I always judge a movie by how it stays with you, right? Like when long after the credits done, it stays with you. Your last line here stays with me for a while. It's been here. Whenever Eric says, "I have something to tell you," and then boom, it's like wow. And then you walk out of the theater feeling reminiscing everything because what he was about to tell you, he just showed us. Very brilliant, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. That was the intention. That's why, you know, spoiler alert. He doesn't have a mouth all throughout the film, but he, at the end, he was able to get back his mouth. So, and the film doesn't offer like a one time solution, but it's one solution, and that is to speak up. And that was the main goal and main message of the film. So that's why I intended it to end like that. Like, you know, when he was about to say something, then that's over. but we already showed the everything that he has to say.
From one Filipino to the other. Tell me, what is the situation of Philippine cinema right now?
Actually, I think we are constantly been doing a lot of great movies as of late. It's just a matter of having them shown at festivals abroad or getting more eyes to see it. Um but also to get more Filipinos to see the local works. So it's really fortunate that we have more festivals here in more festivals like Cinemalaya or Q Cinema to showcase our talents here in the Philippines. And with those festivals, we get picked up by other festivals abroad. So it's good. Actually, I have high hopes for Filipino cinema. Uh, the Filipinos are constantly, bringing their A game and pushing the boundaries of what cinema can do. And the same thing for animation. Um, where I hope a lot more would create original Filipino content, so we could showcase more Filipino stories to the world.
Here's what I hope. I mean, I hope that for every Vice Ganda or for every Catherine Bernardo movie that we have, we'll make five Iti Mapukpukaw. You know what I mean? Right, for every Marvel movie we showed in the Philippines, we'll show five more Iti Mapukpukaw.
Yeah,
That's how it's gonna be helped.
that's a really healthy ratio. Very, very nice. Right,
Oh,
right.
good. So, Mr. Cal, thank you for talking to me. I hope to see you here in Palm Springs, or I hope to finally meet you in the Philippines someday.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
Ever come to the Philippines, just give me a holler and then we'll hang out. Definitely.
Promise. We'll go to Nectar. Nectar
Yeah.
or Omar.
Tara. Gee.
I haven't been there, but the last time I was there, everyone was telling me to go to Nectar Obar. I'm like, all right, sure.
Well, I've there, so yeah, let's go there the first time if you ever come back.
There you go. We won't be Obar or Nectar virgins anymore. But good luck on everything, Carl. Okay, and I have nothing but good wishes and good luck for you. Fingers crossed forever until Oscars nomination.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate the really positive energy that I get from you, and it feels good. Thank you so much. It's an honor to talk to you.
Oh, maraming salamat, Carl.
Maraming salamat din. Maraming. Nagyaman ako, Nay.